Welcome to another edition of Word Break. We're in a powerful series called the God Kind of Faith Checklist. When we get finished with this, if you can check all of the boxes, you will know that you're in faith, and then you'll know you're pleasing God. Because Hebrews 11:6, our foundational text, says, without faith it's impossible to please him. For he that cometh to God must believe that he is. And that's what he wants from all of us, to believe that he is. Not try to figure him out, because you're not going to. And that he's a rewarder of those. And that word translated rewarder, it actually means he will pay wages. We can understand that. He will pay wages to those that diligently or consistently seek him. So today we're going to do a review of the first 7 checkpoints. Number 1, what is your target? You've got to have a target. And the Darrell McManus version of Hebrews 11:1 says this: faith is the supernatural ability to hit the bullseye of the target that is set before you, even though you cannot, or let me just read it just like it. Faith is a supernatural ability to hit the bullseye of the target that is set before me, even though I cannot perceive the target with any of my 5 senses. I'm going to read it again. Faith is the supernatural ability to hit the bullseye of the target that is set before me, even though I cannot perceive that target with any of my 5 senses. All right, number 2. And I'm assuming you've got all these checked. Number 2, what scriptures am I standing on? Or what scriptures are you standing on? And then Psalm 138, 2b says this: for you have exalted above all else your name and your word, and you have magnified your word above all your name. You've got to have solid scriptures to stand on. Then check box number 3, am I hearing these scriptures right now? So, are you hearing the scriptures that you're standing on right now? Well, what am I going to do to be hearing them? Well, if you don't have a audio Bible or for those specific scriptures, then you need to be speaking the scriptures out of your own mouth, so that faith can come. And faith does not come by having heard. It always comes by hearing, present tense. Then number 4, is my target more real to me than the problems I'm facing? So is the target more real to you, or are the problems you're facing more real to you? 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 18 says this in the NLT: so we don't look at the troubles we can see now, rather we fix our gaze on the things that cannot be seen. For the things we see now will soon be gone, but the things we cannot see will last forever. So the scriptures that you're hearing right now, those scriptures are building an image in you of what you can't see right now, but it's building a spiritual image. The fact is what you're dealing with: sickness in your body, poverty, or on the brink of divorce, whatever it is, problems with kids, family, whatever, employers, fellow workers. That's what you can see. What you can't see is the promise you're standing on. And so you've got to get enough word in you, and you got to be hearing it right now, so that the target becomes more real to you than the problems you're facing. Now, number 5, Have I released my faith? There has to come a point in time where you release your faith. Just like when I fish, I'm not going to catch anything until I cast my hook into the water with the bait on it. I can have the greatest fish all around me, but until I make the decision to act, to cast, until you make the decision to release your faith. Luke 11:2a says, and he said to them, when you pray, say, prayer is not silent. All these people, let's have a moment of silent prayer. That's a lie. When you pray, say. And that's the New American Standard Version. Mark 11:24 in the King James Version says, therefore I say unto you, what things soever you desire, when you pray, believe. That's an act, to believe. Believe that you receive them, and you shall have them. See, that's future. Believing that you receive them, that's in the unseen realm. You've got to believe, and you shall have them. That becomes the fact. All right, number 6. Am I staying out of the worry zone? So are you staying out of the worry zone, or are you a world champion worrier? Matthew 6:31 in the NCV says it this way. Don't worry and say. Another translation says, take no thought saying, what will we eat? Or what will we drink? Or what will we wear? And then Philippians 4:6 says, do not fret or have any anxiety about anything, but in every circumstance and in everything by prayer and petition, definite requests, let your definite requests with thanksgiving continue to make your wants known to God. And then we got into 1 Peter chapter 5, where he talks about humbling yourselves under the mighty hand of God. It talks about pride, the pride called worry. It talks about casting all of your care on the Lord, for he cares for you. And so pride is saying I can handle it myself. And so we dealt with that in depth. Point number 6. And then that brings us to checkpoint number 7. Have I forgiven every person who has ever wronged me? Very important. Very important. Not only will this stop your prayers from being answered, it'll keep you out of heaven. You won't be there. There's 2 destinations, heaven or hell. And so Mark 11:24-26 in the Amplified Classic says this, for this reason I am telling you, whatever you ask for in prayer, believe, trust, and be confident that it is granted to you, and you will get it. And whenever you stand praying, if you have anything against anyone, forgive him and let it drop. Leave it. Let it go, in order that your Father who is in heaven may also forgive you your own failings and shortcomings, and let them drop. But, verse 26, if you do not forgive, neither will your Father in heaven forgive your failings and shortcomings. And so I'm trusting that you have been able to check off all of these 7 boxes. Amen. And so that concludes our word break for today. Until next time, this is Daryl McManus reminding you, this is the victory that overcomes the world, even our faith.